Oh boy. Hi YouTube. It's nighttime right now. This is completely intentional, also completely planned. And yeah, welcome to episode 20. Can you guys believe there are only 2 more episodes left? Like, that's just crazy to me. But anyways, today I have like a really weird video planned. It's gonna be more of a discussion video, but a lot of the topics that I want to cover in today's video are kind of everywhere, like completely honest with you guys. So without further ado, I'm gonna dive into it. Obviously the guitar is here to give you guys an update on like my guitar practicing. It's gonna be the same song, same showcase and everything, just to give you guys some raw progress videos and just to give you guys like an expectation if you actually try for yourself, like about how much progress you'll actually see. But anyways, we're gonna start off the discussion today discussing something super cool. So I actually entered a raffle for the Yeezy 350 Landmarks like 3 weeks ago. During work today, I peeled the raffle off. It was the finish line raffle, and I was just like, oh my god, I won. So I'll be picking that shoe up probably this Saturday. Hopefully I'll be able to get a review out for you guys. Super excited there, honestly. I'm probably gonna resell it, to be completely honest. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much money there. I mean, my size is also relatively a money size, and with Yeezys, I feel like when you have like one 350, you're generally set. Like, I think you don't need to like buy every 350 out there unless if you genuinely appreciate like how Yeezys look and you want to actually like own a collection of them. But yeah, that's the quick update today. I was like super shocked at work. I was just like, oh my gosh, I won a raffle for once. I always lose, so I'm always used to seeing it and being like, oh, you lost, darn, next time, kind of a thing. And I was just like, oh, well, since I won, I guess I'll pick it up. But yeah, that's a quick update on shoes. Definitely gonna get a review out there, just to kind of give you guys a fresh take on V2 sizing. Obviously, my opinions have changed a little bit since the butter ones that I posted onto YouTube, but yeah, pretty excited to bring that to you guys. Aside from that, let's talk a little bit about just general music first. So my progress in music has generally just been very plateauy. And so I think that's something that I really want to emphasize if you're learning an instrument, because when you learn a new instrument, like the kind of scale goes like, oh, you're gonna get better, and then it just plateaus. Like, it just plateaus off. It goes like, shoo, shoo. And then like eventually you'll get better, but you like never notice that you're getting better, I guess. You're just feeling more natural when you play it. Anyways, that's kind of what I'm feeling right now with the song. And most of the time when I get into these plateaus, I get like bored of the song and I just learn a new song. And I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit about that. It's a bad habit of mine to give up on songs and just go to new songs, because I never try to refine my technique well enough so that I can move on to other songs. And so be cautious, be wary if you end up doing something like that for yourself. But it's always nice too, because you get exposure to a lot of different melodies, you get to like play a lot of different stuff instead of practicing the same thing over and over and over again. So yeah, that's generally just a quick take on like practicing. I guess now is a really good time for me to give you guys the practice update. I learned a couple of new strumming chords, worked on the intro a little more. I think the intro sounds a lot more natural now, but that could just be me and it sounds exactly the same. But here you go. And here's some strumming progress. So I'm still getting better at the D chord strumming. This is the A chord. And then the B minor, B flat minor, I believe. And then the G chord. G. Yeah, there was a slight hiccup there, but for some reason, you're only supposed to strum this one, this one, this one, and this one, which sounds great as a chord arpeggiated, but like, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, how am I supposed to skip a string? So if you guys know how to do that, that'd be great advice. Yeah, I'm supposed to skip that one. So it should be, and it should only be 4 of those, but I don't know how to skip it. So I'm just like lazily going about it. But anyways, yeah, that's the strumming update. Yeah, I just don't know how to do it. But anyways, I'll figure that out probably later tomorrow. But anyways, for today's bulk discussion, I wanted to kind of go over having aspirations. And like, I think that this is something that's super undercovered on YouTube in general, just like YouTubers or just people talking about like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. You know, like there's a lot of talkers and not that many doers in this world. And I feel like the more you kind of reflect that you're a doer, the more valuable you are to other people, to other companies, to just everyone in general, right? And I mean, like, the advice can go like a lot of places. And I don't mean this like with ill intentions or anything. I'm not saying that, oh, if you talk all day and you don't do anything, you're a bad person. There are a lot of people out there who do things like that, and I'm sure they're great people. But I'm saying that if you say something and you do it and you follow through, it says a lot about you as a person, and it really goes to show that you're someone who's amazing. And like, just recently, I have a lot of coworkers who recently just like left their, I guess, role on the team because it's a rotation program, so they rotate out. But in my time of still reaching out and like talking to them, needing help on a project, they always like come through. And like, you know, honestly speaking, that's not something you see a lot in like the workplace, in the world, and it's super sad. But I really just wanted to take some time in this video to say that like people like that are really the people who get stuff done and really go the extra step, go the extra mile, and do things to help society, help people in general. And I mean, like, I like saying things in a very general sense because I feel like if you just hyper-specifically focus it into one case, like, no one will ever get the meaning behind it. But like, if people don't do things like that in life, like, it's harder, you know? It's harder for everyone because everyone just gets like pigeonholed into being like unproductive, and eventually, you know, the doers rise to the top and they get like all the money and saturate all the money, saturate all the politics, and yada 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 yada. Anyways, I'm rambling, but I'm coming back and just telling you guys, especially as my subscribers, the general lesson being, if you say something, follow through with it, you know, like do it. Extend like general hands to help people, to do things, be a good person. And I really wanted to share that with you guys. That might be common knowledge. If it's common knowledge, that's great. I'm really glad it's common knowledge for you. But out there are some people who don't view it as common knowledge. And I think that, generally speaking, take the time to spread the word, you know, do something that might change someone else's life. Or, you know, if someone's having a bad day, just doing something to make them feel better? I don't know. I don't like these, like, cliche things, but, like, in general, like, acknowledge good work and do good work yourself. I think that's a good summary of what I wanted to say. Anyways, I'm probably rambling for a long, long time now, so we'll just leave it at that and answer the comments of the previous video. So Tropic SM says, nice little guitar play, what were you trying to play? So the song I'm learning is a song called We Loved by Bull 4 and 20 Years of Age. It's a Korean song, but I really, really like it. And I love how simple the guitar intro is. And just generally speaking, it's a song that I really wanted to intro into guitar simply because of how accessible and how easy it might be to just learn some of the plucking and learn some of the chords. Next, You May Love says, yo, where do you live and what do you do to afford such a nice flat for just graduating uni? Unless rent is cheaper where you live, question mark. I'm from London, so maybe that's why my perspective is skewed as prices are crazy here. Honestly speaking, I'm not sure how expensive housing is in London. I can say that my like apartment is definitely on the steeper end for like places. That's entirely my own choice. I decided to allocate a certain portion of my paycheck from my full-time job, literally so that I could live in a nicer place, produce more YouTube videos, and that's just simply by choice. It is not like cheap, but it's definitely affordable when I was moving my budget around, and so my rent is rather expensive, I'd say, in terms of housing. It's not like $2,000 USD, but it's on like generally that range-ish. But you know, it is pretty pricey. In terms of what I do to afford something like this, so my formal job title is more or less like a project manager, and for the most part I get paid like decent for fresh out of university. So I mean, I'm not saying I'm like well off, because I think anyone like with like a fat salary is definitely well off, but I'd say that like I'm living comfortably for my status as a student post-university, and that's something that I really acknowledge. And for the most part, it's really just budgeting at some point. How much do you want to spend on certain things? And that's the general vibe that I'll respond with. By the way, I don't know what the rent price is in London, but if you let me know, I'd gladly kind of give you a quick comparison of whether or not I think rent is cheaper here or whether rent is cheaper there. But I'm like fairly certain it's cheaper here than in London, because whenever you go into big cities, it does run you a good amount of money. So Zlatan says, "Hey Kevin, can you please write down the recipe for your meal that you have done?" Yeah, sure. It's actually really simple, but honestly speaking, I'll just write down like specialized recipes and just generally how to cook everything. I'll leave it in the description box below, and also in the description box of the previous video, because when you bring that up, I think it might be helpful for people who are watching the video for the first time to also have the recipe ready for them. And Eric Quasada says, "Dope," and thank you, I love that word. So hell yeah, dude. Thanks for the support, man. I always love it when you guys are so excited and enthused for the videos. So anyways, yeah, today's question for today's video, something that I want to ask you guys. There are a lot of things that I discussed in this video, like anywhere from shoes to musical instruments to generally just like workplace practices, and just like even larger, like if you want to be like deep, but like, you know, being a good person in general, you know? I want to ask you guys, you know, like, what are your thoughts about anything that I discussed in today's video? And on top of that, you know, like, what's something you did that really stands out, and like, you know, something that you're proud of, you know? I want to know down below. I love listening to stories, and I also love listening to how people get to where they are. And so, if you're comfortable sharing, leave your stories down below. And I feel like building up to the final episode, listening to stories of my subscribers and generally like things that you guys are proud of would be a great like pre-finale conclusion, just because it's really heartfelt that like so many subscribers are engaging and like honestly enjoying my videos, enjoying my content. So sharing your guys' stories and giving you guys recognition towards the end of the series is definitely something I want to work towards. So leave them down below. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry if it's a little long. It was a lot of discussing, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And once again, I will see you guys very soon.